y'all. Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley and Ashley. Hey, we're going to talk about codependency. This is a collective convo. I'm going to pull up the actual def. Okay, excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner. Typically one who requires support on account of an illness or addiction. I like to think of that more in a less linear way. I think that there are... No. Just go do what you were doing. Yeah. Okay, bye. No. Give me those. Niall's here to exhibit what codependency is. Here, give me these. I'm just kidding. He's just a kid. He's just a kid. Yeah. No, these aren't trash, but hang on. Child. Okay. Let's look at the signs of codependency. Google is free, but let's Google together. Here you go. Low self-esteem, trouble identifying your own emotions, trouble making decisions, desire to care for others, desire to feel important to someone, an excessive sense of responsibility for the way others act, a tendency to fall in love with people you can rescue, difficulty dealing with change, among other things. Okay? How can you fix codependency? In order to learn how to stop being codependent, you will need to grow as a person. That's literally what it says. Well, thank you. All right. I think the reason I think we should talk about this is because our society breeds codependency on literally everything outside of us, right? Aesthetically, food-wise, just the entire way capitalist society is built, formed, played out. Codependency is an underlying theme. And so in like all other things, when people, individuals, struggle with something that the society has purposefully put in place to make people codependent on it, right? So what is the antidote for codependency? Interdependency. Let's look that up. Interdependency. No, not that. Interdependence. Why are you being dumb, Google? Okay. The antidote to codependency, right? So this unbalanced energy reliance, okay, is interdependence, which an increasingly global nature of human society with what? Interdependency. Hang on. No. When two or more things or people rely on each other, right? So it's like that balance versus going this way, right? So finding that balance within energy relationship. The dependence of two or more people or things on each other. So I think the thing about this is that this is also rooted in not only we see it in this society, but this is also rooted in the land back movement, which is the acknowledgement of our interdependence with nature versus our codependency on like Walgreens, McDonald's, Starbucks, right? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But that's like that's the macro scale. So bringing it down to a micro, interpersonal relationships really suffer from codependency. And a lot of the other, I couldn't believe that we hadn't talked about this yet when I was looking at my collective combos, because I was like, a lot of the things that we've talked about within collective combo already stems from an imbalance within codependency. Codependency is like the umbrella of triggers, addiction, unhealthy relationships, mommy issues, daddy issues, family relations, like all of it stems from our necessity within codependence. So from my personal experience, my mother and I had a very codependent relationship because of a trauma bond. And I finally cut the cord on that last spring. I told her, I'm like, this is a trauma bond. This is too codependent. It had come through in my early 20s when I went through my my initial psychosis and whatnot, that she was guided by a therapist to also acknowledge the codependence, but instead of supporting within that interdependency, right, where we found a balance in our relationship, instead she just extracted all support from me and left me to fend for myself in a moment when I wasn't ready for that, right? So that was detrimental to myself as well, which caused me to be misindependent, overly independent, right? Like, fuck everybody. And it's kind of the foundation I'm still, working from. I'm still healing from codependency with my mother because it was such a long relationship. So I just want you to know, like, if this is something you're recognizing if you're feeling embarrassed or mortified in this video, there's no need for that, because it is something that the society in which we live wants us. And not only wants us, but needs and requires us to be codependent on it. Because if we're unhealthy within our society, we consume more, whatever that consumption is. Food, drugs, pharmaceuticals, consumerism, right? Products, buy. That's the codependency within consumerism is also an aspect of this. When we don't have that feeling, what? I don't want you in here. I don't want you on this video. I do not want you on this video, and you know I'm doing something right now. When we have, this isn't going to be very much longer. Niall, come on. I'm doing something right now. I will get you a Band-Aid for your scar later. It's not even an open wound, okay? It was a scar. Get out of this space. Thank you. I love you. Bye. When we... Codependence, okay? When we are encouraged to continue to rely on things outside of ourselves versus what we do over here, which is becoming whole within our own self. Again, there's a balance within that independence and interdependence as well. If you're in this, if this is resonating or you want to continue learning more, go to the Daily Decolonizing playlist and watch the video about decolonizing from self, because we talk about that, the human centric versus like being a part of nature. And so it's just an important aspect of this. If you're ready to decolonize from these things, recognize them and own them within you and heal from them, or at least be aware of what's going on, go check that video out too. I'm gonna let you go because he's not being very cooperative, and I don't think we really need to talk more about this, because like I said, all of the other things we've talked about over here on this playlist are also, they stem from codependency. And I think when we are identifying problems or issues or things that we need to heal or whatever, finding the root cause is so important. So I want you to remember that this society breeds codependency. It cannot survive or exist without us being codependent on it, okay? And that reflects into our relationships, whether they're coworkers, friends, family, I already shared my family, dating, whatever it is. It's relevant, and we all have issues with codependency, all right? Even if you get to a place of healed balance, there are still things that you're going to feel codependent on, okay? So don't freak out. Don't feel like you're unworthy. That's not the point. The point is to just identify maybe where there's an imbalance of your energy or someone else's energy. Maybe take an inventory of your relationships, thinking about even energy exchange, or like, would I have a relationship with this person if I wasn't the one to initiate contact first, right? That's been the process of me letting a lot of people go, is like, I'm the only one here. Like, the phone works both ways, but like, I never get a phone call, so why am I continuing to call someone, right? So again, really stepping into your power, finding that balance within you, and then also just not being afraid to let go of what doesn't serve. Okay? All right. Have a good one.